man. Alright, hey,
I'm
welcome to the
kidding.
podcast. I'm Zach. And then we have 3 other people today, and they'll introduce themselves.
I'm Kenny.
I'm Scott.
I'm Tanner. What's up?
Don't mind Tanner saying weird stuff in the background. He's in the process of playing Sushi Cat right now.
You recommended it. It's Heather's fault, man.
I'm sure.
It's like a giant blueberry.
Yeah, I blame
just
Heather.
bouncing around.
Don't listen to
The music is killer.
My girlfriend gets in the background. Alright, so
I'll mute that out.
So first topic. The Evil Witness.
Okay.
We were talking about that before we started recording.
Right.
pumped-
Start over the explanation again.
I'm pretty pumped about this game. It's from Shin Mikami. It's going to be a new franchise sort of thing, and it's, from what I understand, I've only seen a little bit of gameplay and not a whole lot of background except for maybe a trailer here and there. But you're an investigator, and there's something going on at some insane asylum.
What game is this?
So then think it's The Evil Within.
Okay.
It's gonna be like a
Okay.
Resident Evil, Silent Hill survival horror type situation, but it's gonna be next gen PS4, Xbox One.
What makes it unique?
Well, what makes it unique to me is these guys, Shinji Mikami. He's really only been working on things that have been established.
But this is like a new series that he's doing.
This is
Okay,
a
so,
new thing.
A new franchise. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of has that Silent Hill vibe, where there's big, barbed wire seems to be an incorporated theme. It's in the little picture. If you Google it and look at the picture of the box art.
Yeah, I just saw that actually.
Yeah, there's barbed wire incorporated. It's gonna I feel like it's gonna tie in that insanity feel that was going on in Amnesia, and that it's been picking up more and more, where you gotta balance out your sanity and stuff like that, and make sure you don't go too insane. But I hope it's more of a throwback, less action oriented of a survival horror game like Resident Evil 6, Resident Evil 5.
Does it compare
Dead Space
to
3.
Amnesia with how you have to kind of balance the darkness and the insanity and those oil lamps?
I hope that's something that they incorporate, but as far as if that's actually something that's in the game, I have no idea.
I had another game. Why didn't I write this down? God damn it. Give me just a minute. I've gotta find this other game that I was looking at earlier. It kind of very similar to the style of survival horror sort of thing.
Yeah, just for some background, Shinji Mikami is the guy that did Resident Evil, the original Resident Evil, and Dino Crisis. Did you guys ever play Dino Crisis?
I remember it.
No.
I probably played it at birthday parties when I was a kid.
Yeah,
but
at your babysitter's house or something.
Yeah, but I never actually owned
Yeah.
it myself. No.
Here it is. Okay, so the game I was wanting to talk about was Albino Lullaby. It kind of also fits into that that survival horror thing, but it's still in the early stages right now. They're still doing a Kickstarter for it. Waiting for the page to load. I should have had this up already. But basically it's think it sort of looks like BioShock, but without all the underwater things and less story. I don't know. It's kind of creepy looking with the way the enemies are, but it's called Albino Lullaby. And they've got the little preview for it up on Kickstarter. I just think it looks really pretty for a game that's on Kickstarter, and the reason they have it on Kickstarter is to try to get it released, early copies of it, later this year, before this year ends.
This looks pretty freaky, dude. What's up with these dudes' teeth? These guys.
Yeah, those are the enemies. Those are the freaky little totem people.
Oh, it's got like a Borderlands kind of like art style, like that kind of cartoony texture.
Yeah.
Whoa, yeah, interesting.
Like that cell shading,
And,
like
yeah,
classic,
basically-
like a GameCube.
Oh, and it's VR compatible. All
Sort
right,
of.
you know,
Yeah, that's what's really
definitely
gonna set it
something-
apart.
you know that.
Survival horror on Oculus.
Yeah, I think that that's a good segue into another topic to discuss, and that is, one of the directions that we want to go in. And I think if we ever have the resources, that we should do VR horror games, because I've seen some videos like
Development.
no, not development. Like let's try and get a VR headset somehow, and let's play some of these these horror games for these VR headsets, because I want the living crap scared out of me.
And you want us to tape
I
you
thought you were talking
with
about,
a scary,
about
with you
development.
shitting
I
your
was like,
pants. We want to be taped shitting your pants.
Yeah, sure. If that's how this goes down, I guess that's what's
Okay.
gonna go down. But
I mean, yeah, and then we could have
Let's make it
like a little like a little video in the corner of your face, like with the Oculus Rift and your reactions, and then just like what you're actually seeing
yes, in
and
a
what you're
dark room.
doing.
Let's make it
One
real,
of those
man.
things,
Sensory
okay.
deprivation. Put you in one of those tanks. Let it get real.
Are you gonna suspend me in a tank of water?
I'll try. I mean, like a little shower cap. Just keep it dry.
With a $350 piece of equipment, yeah.
Yeah, just don't dose me with any hallucinogens, and I think we'll be all right. I don't know if I can handle that.
Nah, you're okay.
That would be
You're okay.
ridiculous. That would be ridiculous.
At that point, you're just gonna hang on for dear life.
Right. So another game I'm excited about comes out in 2 days. I'm pretty sure the 9th is the day. Destiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the
only
countdown on the
played-
website was like 1 day, 3 hours, something like that.
Kenny or Scott, have you guys played Destiny yet?
No, I
No, I
haven't.
have not.
I got a chance to play it for a day. My PlayStation 3 has been kind of fucked up recently, so it works when it wants to, essentially. But I got the chance to actually download Destiny and play it for a day, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, it did really... I mean, I don't just want to say it felt like Halo, because it was definitely more than that, but it felt comfortable,
But
like
it
something
definitely
I had
has
known.
that, like, they nailed that Halo vibe.
Exactly. Like, I felt comfortable. I haven't played a game like that in a minute. I've been playing a lot of PC games. So to pick up the controller and drop right into it and feel completely comfortable, and it felt like it was something I had known, like riding a bike. It was easy to jump right into. And that's what I really enjoyed about it, that it really catered to somebody. You didn't have a lot to learn. It wasn't a steep learning curve. It was easy to jump right into, get going, and experience what it had to offer. The times I played were a little late at night, so unfortunately I didn't necessarily interact with a lot of people, or the people that I did interact with really didn't know what they were doing. I'm assuming that a lot of them were group instances. I found like some boss underneath, but he was really hard and ended up killing me a bunch, but my teammates didn't really get the idea. So everyone was running around the map killing things, and I don't know. But it was fun from what I played. But I'm interested to see, once people get the hang of it, what the community does.
Yeah, especially with like how I think the beta only went up to level 8, and I think it's gonna go all the way to like level 40 or something like that.
And
then,
I literally I'll admit I've kind of been living under a rock recently. I don't know like hardly jack shit about it, except that it's coming out in 2 days, and apparently people love it. And
Alright,
so...
Destiny. It's the new game that Bungie has been working on since they
Right.
handed Halo off to Microsoft.
343.
No way.
Yeah, 343. So Bungie did a really good job of incorporating what they did well with Halo and the multiplayer in Halo, and it's a first-person MMO where you can do like deathmatch style stuff like Halo, like doing Halo matchmaking online. And then there's also an MMO leveling up, storyline to go through, where you pick a class, and your class has like special abilities with cooldowns. what I played in the beta,
Okay.
they didn't really have a whole lot of abilities, so that it was overwhelming. But it's like one class might have different types of grenades than another class, and then when you fill up this bar of power, you get like a big power-up ability that will either like instant kill a big monster or enemy, or like do like really big area of effect damage or something like that.
And weren't the zones split up?
Interesting.
Like, you chose what zone you wanted to go to, kind of like an instance, essentially?
Yeah, the way that the questing worked was that it showed you a map of the area, and then each section was its own quest, and then you could choose those quests, and it would they were all based out of a central, like, map area, and then you would load into the area, and then you would also other random people could load into the same area that you were in. So you could, you know, be fighting these monsters working towards your quest objective, and then just randomly come across, you know, some other person that's doing the same quest, or the quest before the one you did, or the quest after the one you did in the same area as you, and then you guys end up going, you know, like, just kind of grouping up together because it's convenient, you know? And then they'll just drop out. And
So
then
it's not
you'll be
like
on
you
your
form
own.
a party and then you go to the instance
You
and
can
then
form a party.
you do it.
Can do that. You can do that. You can form a fire team with 3 other people and do that.
Okay, because the way that you were just describing it made it sound like
I'm
you just
looking at it
happen to come
now.
across people. Yeah.
You can. That's if you're playing by yourself. You can party with people to do the Crucible is like the deathmatch matchmaking game. And
Okay.
it equalizes because you get gear too, and you change out your weapons and you get different stats and stuff like that. And the Crucible makes everybody the same level and doesn't give
Same gear or
bonuses.
whatnot.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like a regular deathmatch type thing, and then there's another one that's based off of gear, and then there's like other game types that they didn't even like that were locked because you couldn't play them during the beta.
I liked the gear, too. The gear was really easy to use. It wasn't like, you didn't have to spend a lot of time looking at stats and stuff. It was pretty clear, you know, what pieces you needed to put on. You didn't have to spend a lot of time.
What was an upgrade over something else?
Exactly. They made that really intuitive and easy to use.
That's always something I don't like with certain games, like, you know, like most MMOs, where it's just like a page full of stats you gotta read. It's like,
Dude, I
well,
love
is
that
this
shit.
better than the piece I already have? Like,
No, like
right.
with your weapons.
spend half my
like,
game
it's a
time reading.
It was a pretty like flat out like this is how much damage your gun does. And,
Exactly.
it either does more damage or it does
Okay.
less damage. Yeah. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't much
Okay.
more than that. Yeah, and like it was super easy to use. You know, I had somebody who was over watching me play it. You know, I had a kind of like an audience watching me play it. A lot of people were interested, and you know, the one thing they said was, oh, they looked at the gear and, you know, they were like, said, oh, you know, but, you know, at first glance, you see the stats and you see the different colors and you're like, oh, no, you know, gear management, shit. But, like, really, when you take, you know, 2 minutes, look at it, it's super easy to use. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, it's really not hard.
Okay.
I really liked after you probably didn't get far enough in, but once you get like so many levels in and you've unlocked like in the lore, there's like network grid access because you can like project like holographically teleport and stuff like that or whatever. I don't know how it works based on how they have it in their story, but when you get into some of these big areas, like these big quest hub areas where you're doing some of these quests, they're like so big that running across them is really time consuming. Like think of like an entire Halo like campaign level, like front, like beginning to end, with all of the checkpoints in the middle, and that's basically what a quest hub area is.
All the
And
classes
it's just
look
you
pretty
have
interesting.
free roam. You just have free roam of the area. But once you get so many levels, you actually get a vehicle that's your own personal vehicle that you can call, like you can just like make it formulate out of air. I don't know what like.
It's like a
flies
mount.
in. Yeah, like a mount. Kind
Summoning
of.
a mount. Yeah.
You also get your own spaceship that like is your loading screen between things, and like when you load in, it'll like your spaceship will like fly in with the spaceships of other people that are partying with you or in the area you're questing in, and like you can get different spaceships and stuff. I don't know.
Speaking of partying
Yeah.
and questing, I just want to give a shout out. I just got back from my boss's birthday party. It was a surprise birthday party. Shout out to Andy Nordine. I just have to do that. Just want to say that. All right, continue.
Okay.
Zach,
What?
all the classes look pretty interesting.
Yeah,
Titan, Warlock, and Hunter.
I didn't have
Yeah.
much time to play the beta, but what I did get to play of it, I played a Warlock, and I found it pretty fun to play. Like, one of them has a jetpack. The Warlock that I was playing, when you jumped, you could, like, reactivate your jump to, like, give you, like, a slight boost, and then, like a glide, kind of. It was a pretty interesting mechanic. That
Yeah,
I found
from what
pretty
I'm looking
useful.
at here, the Warlock seems like, to me, what it would probably be my favorite.
Yeah, so I was looking at that, Kenny.
See.
Oh, and then, fun fact, you get a companion robot, that's called a ghost.
Oh yeah,
and
you were talking
all
about
of-
that.
all of the voice acting is done by Peter Dinklage from Game of Thrones.
Ha! Okay, because I did watch the trailer for this a few minutes ago, and I thought I recognized that.
I think a lot of people in the
was
gaming
kinda-
community are familiar with the the humor that came out of this Destiny beta. With there were some very dry lines that were delivered by Peter Dinklage. I can't remember what they were. But you could
I wanna
search
do-
Destiny Peter Dinklage, and it's something about a wizard or something. But it's
Okay.
delivered awfully. And the gaming community called it out.
Just a quick little derail from Destiny for a second, like referencing Peter Dinklage. We were at a Halloween store today, and Aaron put on this crown, and it was a crown from Game of Thrones that like Renly Baratheon wears with all like the stag horns on it and everything.
Okay. Yeah.
And I looked at it, and because it's like a generic Halloween store, it wasn't called a Game of Thrones crown. It was called like a Gods and Goddesses crown, and I just thought it was really funny, like little licensing issues. Like, we can sell the prop, we just can't use the logo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Anyway.
Or
That-
something close to the name.
I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah. Oh,
Alright.
Scott's got to do his laundry, clean his underwear.
Oh man.
I wonder if he kept recording or if he turned it off.
So
That'd be funny.
have you won Sushi Cat yet?
You know what? I'm just listening to the background music. It's actually
Sushi
really
Cat.
good. It's just, like if you listen to the music of Sushi Cat, it's great. Like we've been talking this whole time and it's just been going on in the background. Like no problems at all. Like I'm good.
Not something
Interesting.
really annoying that you
Speaking
just
of-
close
It's
out.
hella reggae.
Speaking of
and, like,
music.
good stuff.
Speaking of music, Zach, I believe you had something a song you wanted to plug right here.
Oh yeah. So as part of our segment, I'd like to do a song for the podcast, and this podcast,
Like
the
song of
is
the
going
week.
to be, or a song of the month, or whatever the interval
Song of
is.
the episode.
Yeah, we'll see what
Song of
happens
the
here.
Episode.
Yeah, song of the episode. How about that?
Song, yeah, sounds good. And the song is "Robots and Love" by DJ EQ. Now, don't hate on the name. I know it's a little kind of cheesy, but if you like some groovy
Just a
shit,
little.
this will put a little sunshine in your day. I promise.
Good times.
Okay. DJ EQ, Robots and Love. I'll see
Yeah,
if I
we'll
can
put
insert
it-
a sound sample of it into the.
We'll put it in the comments.
Yeah, we'll definitely
Yeah.
put a link down there below.
Yeah, I'm writing everything down so we have links to all the games we're discussing and everything too.
So 7 Days to Die.
This has been
That
fun.
bug.
Yeah, so
Yeah. We have our own server for 7 Days to Die that we maintain throughout all the alpha updates so that we can get our craft and survival on.
okay, but I want to ask you this because I haven't been on in a couple days now. But you said since this most recent update, there's this game-breaking bug that's
Dude,
been going
I don't
on.
know. It really, there's this game-breaking bug, and it frustrated me so much that, like, I haven't even checked to see if they've released an update to fix it or not. but in the last
Okay.
patch that they released, they changed things so that if you kill all of the zombies in a biome, they don't respawn for 5 days or a week or something like that, so that it can give you time to build your base without having to worry about it being wrecked every night. You know?
Okay.
Except
However,
for hordes.
Except for noise-triggered hordes and random wandering hordes. And then on every 7th night, there would be a feral, like a bloodthirsty feral horde that can sense you no matter where you are. It'll smell you regardless. And
What we like to dub super hordes.
yes, super hordes. So what happened is this bug, since zombies don't respawn in a biome if you kill them all now, what happens is if you're in a biome where you killed all the zombies and there aren't any left, if you're not near zombies, the clock will not continue forward. So if nobody
That
on the server
okay.
is by zombies, then the clock freezes. It doesn't freeze necessarily. It'll count forward a couple seconds and then it skips back to what it was stuck at.
And so,
I noticed
so it'll
on
get
the
stuck
server,
at night, or it can
was
get
doing
stuck
something
in day.
similar.
It's stuck in the daytime
what a
when I
lot of
got
people have been reporting is that it gets stuck at 8 a.m. But what I was noticing, just like from server lag, it would go like to like 8 o'clock to 8:01, 8:02, 8:03, back to 8 o'clock, and then like it would go forward and then go back, and like you could see the sun and the moon like skipping in the sky.
How do they
I've
not
encountered
catch
that problem
these?
in Minecraft before.
How do they not catch these?
Well,
What, like the spelling errors where you had to add in the
yeah,
last time?
I mean that one, okay, I get that, because like you can't fully explore each random gen biome to figure it all out. Granted, you should,
Right.
but in terms of development with a small team like this, there's things that are not plausible, and I get it, the excuse of, it's alpha, there's going to be bugs, it's cool, but some of these are very apparent.
That's what we're for.
Yeah, exactly. We're there to test the
help them
game.
point stuff out.
But at the same time, it's like some of these bugs are very, apparent. Like, example, all the stuff we've encountered with the crafting. Spend 10 minutes crafting, and you'll see something happen that you didn't want, or you get a duplicate, or you lose stuff, or
Yeah.
Or in this case,
duplicate
play
items
for
are nice, but yeah, just
play for 3
stuff
hours, and
disappearing was kinda
you'll
weird.
get stuck at 8 a.m. So I don't get how some of these game-breaking bugs are slipping through.
There are so many people on this on the forums right now who have been mentioning this that I guarantee that it'll be fixed in the next patch.
Well, when's the next patch?
I
I get
seen-
it. They've come out pretty quick
I don't know.
recently. These are only a couple weeks apart, right? Like 2 or 3 weeks?
Like Alpha
9.2
9
is-
Alpha 9 isn't even a month old yet.
Okay,
I think 9.2 is the most recent.
So they're actually so they've been pumping out updates pretty recently then.
Yeah. This one that put this one that was recently implemented where the bug with
Heard
the
somebody
time
flush a
stuff
toilet?
happened was
Nope.
this last,
Scott, are you still
this
recording?
last patch.
Yeah. So besides the bugs, what other gameplay elements did this patch add? Because I've been busy this weekend, so I didn't quite have a chance to play it.
There's a new biome.
What is
It's
it?
plains,
Yeah, they took-
like a grasslands.
Okay.
There's a
You
new
know that
creek.
one that looked like the forest without the trees?
Mhm.
They basically turned that into plains.
Like a yellow kind of color, or
Yeah, like a
Yeah,
dusty
kind of like make it
neutral.
look like it's more in Arizona. We're talking about 7 Days to Die, Scott.
Okay.
But they added coffee growing.
Yeah, they added coffee growing. When you're growing food, you don't have to have water immediately next to it anymore. It just has to be in sunlight.
I think it would be interesting to have to grow certain foods in certain biomes.
That's definitely
Yeah,
an interesting
that's true.
idea.
Because, like
I don't know why
example,
I
the
don't
in the
blueberries,
snow.
the blueberries in the
I don't
snow,
understand why blueberries actually.
the corn
why
in the
do they grow in
meadows.
snow?
They added in the plains. There's like scarce corn growing now, so you can find it kind of out in the wild in the plains.
Okay. Cool stuff.
Why do blueberries
They added
grow
the
in the snow
hotel.
though?
Do blueberries actually grow in the snow? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, they're all over. Oh, dude, come on. Yeah, they're all over the snow
I
biome.
did not know where blueberries.
Did you ever run in the snow biome and hear like this sound, like as you're running
I don't
around?
know where they
Yeah.
grow in real life. I don't know where they grow in real life.
I remember when I
What-
lived
what
in New
temperature-
Jersey
what
on the
temperature?
East Coast. Like I remember when I grew up, I lived in New Jersey on the East
What
Coast,
climate?
and like I think it's just like I know they grow them in New England. I think they do like a
Yeah,
colder
it's
climate,
mostly
Snowy.
northern.
but I remember.
Yeah, northern climates, kind of harsher winters sort
I
of thing.
don't remember it being cold though when I picked them as a kid. It's been a long time, but I remember picking them as a kid, and I don't remember it being very cold.
Well, I think you can do it at Eckert's.
Blueberries, really?
Yeah, I think there was
who
like 2
knows?
weeks.
Huh. I'll have to check sometime. But
So they got
along with
earth
the
in
new
there.
biome, yeah,
True
along
that.
with the new biome, they fixed the text errors that was causing things like military camps and stuff not to spawn in
Yeah.
Dragon Gen. They
It was a
added
copy
new
paste
prefab.
error, really.
Yeah, they added in a new prefab. It's a
Okay, there's different
It's a
types
hotel.
of blueberries. Okay,
What?
there's okay, there's low. Okay, hold on. Let me explain this.
Jesus
Let me read through this for a
Christ.
second. WikiHow, it's pretty great. Low bush blueberries are resilient to cold weather. High bush blueberries do best in warm climates, and rabbit eye bushes do well in zones 7 through 9. What is
Oh,
this?
okay, so these are real
Oh,
blueberries,
okay.
not the game blueberries.
Yeah, real
Oh, okay. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm gonna have to do all this bullshit now. Like, there's all different kinds of stuff. Like, really? Like, okay, you could just made blueberries and left it. Like, you didn't have to do all that. But okay, that's cool. Real blueberries. IRL.
Okay, no.
Gotcha.
There's blueberries that grow in cold. There's blueberries that grow in warm, and like that depends like where they grow on the plant. Like the warmer ones grow higher up on the plant, I guess, than the cold ones, and then the rabbit eye ones are more tolerant to like heat and drought.
Okay.
So I guess like only the
and they're
ones that grow
typically
in the
smaller.
cold weather give you help like +1 hunger and +3 stamina.
Yeah, and Funk Pimps, if you're listening, you know, I'm totally cool with growing different vegetables in different biomes, but I don't want 3 kinds of blueberries and 4 kinds of corn, and no. I don't need that.
Tanner, if on the new update there's like 4 different kinds of blueberries, I'm blaming you.
God damn it.
I will also blame you.
Okay. Well, you know what? Now that I think about it, hold up. It might be useful because guess what? Look, I can't find a snow biome, but I can grow this kind of blueberry. But like, guess my luck, I'm not gonna loot it. You know what I mean? It's gonna be somewhere else, and it's like it's way too confusing. There's gonna be way too many kinds. And I'm gonna have like 8 with the way
Right.
you
I
inventory
don't-
stuff, Kenny. Like we will have rooms and rooms and rooms of boxes of different kinds of
Yeah.
stuff. Like I don't need
I
all those
kinda-
different varieties. I like
I
it
kind of go
rather simple.
organization crazy.
I like although
Like you can ask Scott. I do it in Minecraft too.
you know, I'll say how 7 Days to Die. I like the way their items break down. To me, that's really unique. I love how, like, example, like when
Yeah.
you told me like how you said, "Hey, leave the potassium nitrate raw and don't break it down into powder," and it like clicked for me. I was like, "Oh shit." You know, with all the different coal ore, all the different wood,
Yeah.
like everything, like it's much easier to just keep it as logs and coal or the ore in like
until
know-
you need it.
exactly, like it saves inventory space, and I really like that because I feel like some games, you know, they could just,
Yeah.
you know, you can make it stack as much as you want, but like sometimes it's, you know, but like the way they broke it down, it's really simple, and I really like the way it was.
Yeah.
There is a little bit of a learning curve to it, though. I did have some difficulty trying to figure some things out at first. But, like, as I slowly went, and, you know, and, like, playing on my own was the best thing about it, you know? Because
Yeah.
it forced me to have to survive on my own without you guys there. Because, like,
Dude,
when I joined
you are-
up... Go ahead.
Yeah.
No,
We'll
no,
also
keep
put
going.
a
I'll let
link.
you finish
We'll
first.
throw a link in the podcast comment in the section below for the. We'll put up a video of the trying to find Tanner in 7 Days to Die too. for you
It was
guys.
good.
Yeah.
But,
Well,
you
actually,
guys
I'm not
can,
entirely sure if all that footage survived.
Oh, dude,
But,
I've got some, I think.
I'll
Yeah, I got so.
Okay.
Well, mine, I was nowhere near you guys, so mine was.
No,
not-
you were
Yeah.
there, dude.
My
You
voice
gave me
is
my
there.
bed, man.
My voice is there.
Cause that was the first
No,
test
it's there
footage we did,
eventually.
and it was kind of
But
I know we
I
were
didn't
having
find
some
it.
issues with frame rates and
I
everything.
think
So
there's the second set of footage from when we went to find them the last time, wasn't there? I don't know. I might have some. Anyway.
I don't know.
Tanner
No,
that
we did-
recorded when we
we
played.
did a video.
Oh, Scott, that
we
was
did
so
a
much.
video of
Oh,
us
sorry,
like
sorry.
first day as
That
nomads.
was.
Oh, dude, guys.
so much
I don't
fun.
know if I told you guys, but I found an auger.
What?
And-
Where'd you find an auger?
Yeah, Scott mentioned that.
I found it in a car, man. I found a fucking auger, and it was awesome. Like I picked it up, and like we had a horde coming towards us, and I was like, oh no, Scott, I got the pipe bombs. Wait, hold on, I got this auger. I was like, do you think I can use it on zombies? Because I've seen videos of people like mining with it, but like I never seen anybody use it on a zombie. And I was like, do you think I can use it? He was like, I don't know, try it. And I was like, all right, I'm going. And I was like, "Arr!" and like just plowed through a horde, dude. It was awesome. It was the
It
most
worked.
fun I've
It
had in a
worked,
while. Like it was very effective.
The submachine gun is also very good for that. It's pretty fun.
And you-
but
and
I
if
do
you-
want to put one little clip out there. If they can do something with the next update about just lowering the volume of the auger noise.
Yeah, dude, it's bad. It's super bad.
Because it
Well,
is
it's-
deafening. I have to take my headphones off.
Did
It's
you?
like-
I don't know
it's
if you
on
noticed,
purpose,
but there's a tunnel. I don't know if did Scott show you the sewer entrance?
No.
Oh, dude,
My-
there's a sewer entrance.
I think I had to
No.
I haven't been
install
on
it.
since
I'm
Zach
gonna
told me there was
recheck.
that bug. Other things they added include the hotel, sham sandwich, a new pistol,
A new pistol
coffee
texture.
farming.
It's a new pistol.
By the way,
texture.
Kenny, you're right.
And I don't know if
Oh,
it was
okay.
just my computer, but it's like glitchy. It looks like all the separate, like if you had a real gun and you had like the different pieces, like the slide and like the clip and stuff, like they
Yeah.
all jiggle around, like they're loose as you like run and the gun's out. Like it looks like the gun's
That's
getting ready to like,
kind of
pop
interesting.
So Zach, so like when you
Yeah.
updated the game,
Maybe
that
try
didn't
doing-
kill the map.
No, it didn't kill the map.
Okay, because I did a lot of it. I did a lot of because here's the thing.
Not
is
on the hot fixes.
I really hope that we get some army bases soon, man. Because like I went out and did some more exploring one day, and like I found nothing, man, except for the auger.
Yeah, it's
but
and
And you found Scott.
And I found
only
Scott.
undiscovered areas of the map will spawn new things.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
like
that's
I
the thing,
went
we
out.
have to go snow
I
biome.
know. I went out
You
to like
should try- you should
7,000,
restart.
7,000. Like I went out
Do
far,
you
man.
want to restart the? You just
I
want
think we should restart.
I don't know.
I
Restart
think
the
we
whole
should
thing.
restart it when
Oh.
they fix that time glitch.
Yeah.
we can
Okay.
restart it when they fix the time.
And I don't think I'm not gonna lie. I feel like we should stay near the spawn because if we have people join our server, we don't want to be at 5,000, 5,000. You know?
Yeah, we do.
I mean,
I do, but I don't because at that point, are we really having a multiplayer server for people to play on, or do we just want to section ourselves off and isolate ourselves and quarantine ourselves?
it was
Yeah,
more
that's
of
a
the
very good
idea of like we're out in the wilderness, and like if they come and find us, cool, that's great. But they're far from home, and we'll probably kill them. I don't know.
See, what I think we
But-
should
but
do.
yeah, no,
like
we
I
could-
said,
We need an underground railroad, man.
Before.
We need an underground
So long.
railroad.
That takes so long. Trust me. There's a video of it on the old channel of my tunnel on the original map, going from biome to biome.
Have you used the
It took
auger to
so
do it?
long. Yes.
Pussy.
it took him a while. Sit.
It took me a long time.
Nah, but for real though, like I don't know, man. Like okay, it doesn't need to be an underground railroad, but we need to have stash houses. And here's a feature I would love to see in 7 Days to Die.
Okay.
To have we talked about this before. It was to have map notes and to maybe possibly share those map notes with your friends. Because
I want to zoom
Okay.
out further.
Now,
I wanna
granted,
zoom out.
I
I want
want
to be able to zoom
signs.
out. and
further,
really get
exactly, especially
I
with
wanna make
random gen.
signs.
Especially random gen.
Yeah.
The map is so big now I spend like, a minute or two when Scott first logged in and he was at like 200, and I'm at 5,000. I'm scrolling down trying to look for him, see where he's at to guide him, and I miss him because I can't find him.
Yeah.
It's not even that that noticeable either.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't go out that far. Maybe we should do like we did that first time.
I mean,
where we just go to like the spawn city.
The scenic overlook.
If we ever found that prefab in the wild, we would have to take it again.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put a link to that original video too.
All right.
In the description.
All right.
Scenic overlook. Love that place. That's home.
The scenic fortress that we made.
Yeah.
The scenic fortress of solitude.
Yeah. And now that I have a better
home.
video recorder, I can have better frame rates when I blow stuff up.
You said blow stuff.
You did, Kenny.
God damn it. God damn it. Children.
Kenny, you wanted a mature podcast. You have been misled.
I'd never said anything about mature.
Well, I'm sorry, fellas, but those late night munchies are calling me. And
They always call me.
All right.
I'm running out of talking points.
Okay, no, I got one. Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry. I got one. I'm ready.
Well,
I'm
hold on.
loaded.
Hold on.
Loaded, bro.
You're
Yeah,
loaded.
Tanner had his thing that he wanted to rant on, but first, I want to hear Scott's internet story.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to tell my internet. I don't want to tell my. No, Tanner goes first.
No,
Tanner should go
I feel like Scott, you've been kind of quiet so far.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, true.
Well,
Scott,
I've
I love to
also
hear
been
your
gone
voice,
half
Scott.
the time.
Scott, I love to hear your voice right now.
Incorrect.
You've got a sexy voice. I'd love to hear it, and so would everyone else. Bring that sexy voice on over and tell us about your internet. It's Mediacom, right?
Are you not ready to tell the story?
Mediacom. Yes.
Are you not ready to tell
Can
the
you tell me?
story?
AKA
No, I'll tell
the
the
single
story.
worst internet company in the entire.
I don't know,
country.
man. Comcast. I think Comcast takes that ball, man. Like,
I'm actually pretty
like-
sure that Mediacom is like legitimately.
Bro,
has been
no.
rated the worst.
Comcast has received an award by a nationally recognized like business rating bureau, whatever. I don't know what it is, as being the worst company in America, like worse than the IRS.
I don't think the IRS is a company.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I know. It is
But
the.
then what are you
suck.
saying?
It's the TIL. Hold on. Yeah, I'm looking this up right now. It is the. Looking at Reddit here, criticism of Comcast. It is. Yeah, it's the American Customer Satisfaction Index, the ACSI. Excuse me. Found that Comcast had the worst customer satisfaction rating of any company or government agency in the country, including the Internal Revenue Service. And
That's incredible.
And that cable is the only industry to score below 60 in the ACSI. Excuse me, I keep saying ACSI ratings. I mean, we all heard. I mean, Zach, you posted that to my Facebook wall, about that Comcast phone call. About that guy. I mean, I think a lot of people have probably heard that. About that gentleman who was on the phone with the customer service rep, and he would just not let him off the hook. You know, he kept saying, "Why do you want to leave us? We're the #1 rated this and this. Bullshit. And, you know, the guy was like, I just
Send
want
me a
you...
link to that video.
And the guy was like, I just
Send me a
want
link to
you
that call.
to disconnect my service. That's it. And the guy was like, I just, you know, okay, I just want to ask you a couple questions first, man. I just want to know why you want to leave us. Like, you know, and he was so butthurt over, you know, this guy. I mean, I feel like this is old news. I'm ranting over old news. But, you know, like, it was totally crazy.
Still.
And then me, you know, it rated, you know, the week I move into my new place here in Chicago, the only cable company that I have access to and is in my building here is Comcast. So, like, I can't choose anything else. It's what I have. It's the only thing I can choose. And, like, it wasn't what I wanted to go with. Now, granted, I'll say my experience with them hasn't been bad yet. The service has been pretty decent.
Yeah.
I thought when I did my modem rental, I was a little pissed off that I had to pay extra for a modem. but it actually ended up being a router as well. It's an all-in-one thing, and I've had great performance from it. I've had no dropouts. You know, I had a question about my bill at first when we first called and paid our first bill. You know, we had some questions, you know, something didn't look right, but, you know, the representative definitely explained it to us and made clear sense, and everything was sunshine and rainbows. Like, I can't say I've had a bad experience yet, but I'm a little weary, especially if I move and decide to disconnect my service, put it that way. But Scott, I'm curious to hear, Scott, like what you know, does the experience you had with Mediacom
start from the beginning
compare to, like, you know, does this experience you have with Mediacom compare to, you know, the other experiences people have had with other internet service providers?
I mean, okay. I moved in here in mid-August, and I did not have internet at all, like nothing. My roommate didn't have internet. He's been here since, I want to say July, sometime between July. So he didn't have internet either, and he was using the Wi-Fi from upstairs. So, like, I was, like, trying to get Mediacom out here. They wouldn't do it. I tried to talk to my apartment complex. They're like, oh, sure, we're putting a work order for him. And I was like, okay, great. They said they'd call me within the next couple of days. The next couple of days went by. Nothing happened. I called Grindstone, or my apartment complex again, and they're like, okay, well, we'll just put in another work order, I guess. They just didn't get it, which, I mean, that sounded weird to me, but I mean, whatever. So I did that again, and they said, okay, well, they should call you in a couple days. And I was like, okay. And another couple days went by. Nothing happened. So out of a one night of me being incredibly bored with no internet, I decided to call up Mediacom and try to get to talk to them myself. Nothing really. I just called the customer service. They were just like, "That's fine. You know, we'll get out there to you whenever, or on a Monday. No, it was on a Thursday." I was like, "Okay, great. I finally have somebody coming out here." Then fast forward to Thursday, and they said, "Okay, well," they said they were going to call me on between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. and to stay off my phone. And I don't know about you guys, but one, I need my phone for school, and I needed it, so that's not cool. And so I was like, well, I mean, I guess whatever. But they called me when I was in class. It was a span of 3 phone calls within 5 minutes of my class, and there was about 10 minutes, or about 15-20 minutes left to go in class, and I was like, okay, I'll just call him back I'll call him back after the class. I knew it was them, and so I guess just thought it'd be okay. I called them. My class ended, and I called them, and they said that I no longer had an appointment with them, and I had to reschedule to the next following Monday.
How did the appointment? So like you aligned the appointment right, but they didn't make it in the appointment time?
They called me, and since I didn't answer my phone, they canceled the appointment.
Even though the appointment was not for the time you were in class. They were just calling to check about the appointment.
Was like,
they're calling, telling me they were on their way.
Yeah, because like the way they said is like be able to answer your phone. We'll be out there sometime between like 10 a.m. and like 5 p.m.
8 a.m. and 5 p.m.
That is utterly ridiculous. Like that's
incredible.
Yeah, it's like
that's incredible.
That's like that doesn't.
But
that doesn't,
it keeps going.
You know, it's like I get that like. Okay, yeah, continue. Sorry, continue.
This is to the point where I'm starting to get pissed because I'm starting to get behind on classes. I have an online class that Mizzou offers that I had to take, and I was starting to get pissed. So like I called them up when I got home because I called them like right when after I got out of class, and so I decided, and that was my last class of the day. I decided to to call them after I got home because I was like starting to get mad. I was like, okay, this is like not okay. So I called him up, and I was like, okay, I need to like, isn't he like the MediaCom guy out here in Columbia, like right now? And they're like, yeah, he is. I was like, so can he come out here today? And they're like, well, he can try, but we'll see. We'll call him and he'll see what he can do. But would you like to schedule for another appointment next Monday? I was like, no, I would like to have the guy out here now during my appointment, which was today. I eventually just called him. Was like, I started like telling him how incredibly stupid their customer service was, and how I asked him like, what if I lived. What if I was like worked 9 to 5 and I couldn't come home at all? And like I don't know, I started like calling out their customer service people. I'm not cursing them out, but like calling them out. I'm like, what the fuck? Come on, like I was in class. You guys want me to skip class?
8 to 5 is not a window. That is like you need me to take my whole day off that I can't and be there. So like let's schedule a window. You know, like 8 to 5 is not a window. That's like we'll be there sometimes.
It's a day.
It just makes me think of that South Park episode with the cable company guys rubbing their nipples. Oh, we're sorry.
Yeah, we're still
so
sorry.
Well, I called up Grindstone the day after, since I was like, okay, well, it looks like I'm gonna have to go another fucking week without internet. And so I called up Grindstone, and I have a package deal with my apartment complex. If I can like, I pay $85 for all my utilities and media or my computer internet cable. And I actually called them up. I'm like, can I actually like call CenturyLink and just make them my internet provider? Because this is incredible. And I talked to them for like 30 minutes, and then then the manager called me after I got done with that, and she was like, "You seriously don't have internet?" I was like, "No, I talked to you when I moved in. I still don't have internet." And she's like, "Okay, I'll call somebody," and she called up this third-party guy, and he's like, "Yeah, what's wrong with it?" I was like, and we went through it. And it's exactly what I told everybody. It was the modem that was not working properly. And
how did you fix it?
He was like, okay. No, hang on. He said, hey, I'll come out tomorrow and fix it. I'll come out today or tomorrow to fix it. I was like, thank you. Finally, somebody's that's gonna help me. Well, he didn't show up that day, so I called him up the next day. I was like, hey, you still coming out tonight? And he's like, oh, yeah, I don't really do that. You gotta call up MediaCom.
What?
And yeah. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? He's like, no, I'm sorry. You have to call it MediaCom. I was like, I started like, I almost like flipped out on him right there. And so he's like, here, I'll give you this guy's number. I'll see if he can help you. And it was, he gave me this the sales guy for MediaCom, and I asked him like, is there any way I could get like my internet back today? Can you guys send out somebody today? And he's like, you can honestly just bring your modem here, and we can switch it out then. And I was like jumping for joy because I was like, fuck yeah, I'll do that. I don't want MediaCom out here. I don't want them to touch my anywhere near my internet. So like I texted my roommate. I was like, hey, we can go get a new modem. And then he texted me later. He's like, hey, I'm not gonna be able to do that. But earlier I had taken off the like modem just to like get it ready to leave. And when he called me or texted me, he's like, wasn't gonna be able there. I hooked it back up, and it just started working out of nowhere. And it's
just
fine.
out of the blue.
It's completely fine. Just yeah, it's fine now. Like I swear to God, I've power cycled that thing. I've unhooked everything about 30 or 40 times, and just now it's just starting to work. And I was like, okay, whatever. But
So it just, oh hey, I'm gonna take it up there and get it switched out, and then, oh I can't.
It just
so
doesn't
I'll
happen.
just plug it back in. Oh, now it works.
yeah,
Yeah,
I was like,
we'll
okay,
see how,
all right.
We'll
cool.
see how long it is before it stops working.
Starts
again,
crapping
though.
out again.
Yeah.
Well, I
Scott,
have
you'll
another
win the medal
appointment
for most
tomorrow.
disconnects.
Well, no,
Watch,
here's the funny
watch.
problem.
They'll
is that
switch
they,
it out, and then it'll break again.
Well, Mediacom would call me and tell me that there's like an automated voice message saying, "We have fixed the problem in your area. You should have internet." And I'm looking like straight at my internet connection. I still don't have internet. And like they
Like,
called,
nope.
they did that 3 or 4. I did that like they did that like 4 or 5 times. And like I swear to God, they were doing this to fuck with me.
Yeah, I had problems with
Wow.
Twitter for a while, and I felt like they were
Yeah.
doing that to like throttling my stuff just to like mess with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I had Mediacom at the house where it would just, I wouldn't have internet between like midnight and 3 a.m. Like
Two.
every,
Yeah.
But anyway, I think Tanner wanted to discuss one more game topic, and then we gotta wrap it up.
All right,
So Tanner, your hockey thing.
All right, yeah, my hockey thing. All right, so I know a couple of you gentlemen. You guys don't play a lot of sports games, but NHL is a big.
I do.
Not really, no.
Yeah,
I do too.
Okay, NHL is a pretty big game here in our household. Play with my roommates a lot. You know, we do fantasy hockey, all the hockey, watch out the hockey. You know, it's all the good shit. So NHL 15 here is about to release. Excuse me. And there's a story that's happening right now. I first caught it on Polygon by Philip Collar, and it first broke on Operation Sports. Now, most sports games, a lot of the modes carry over. You know, through year to year, there's not a whole lot of changes. There's just a lot of improvements to the engine. It may be a couple, dings and whistles here and there. But it seems like the upgrade from NHL 14 to NHL 15, they essentially cut out almost the entire game. There's like no gameplay. So here's a list of all the features that if you were familiar with before are now cut out. There's no GM Connected, no online team play, no EA Sports Hockey League, no EA Sports Arena, no online shootouts, no Live the Life, no Be a Legend, no Winter Classic, no tournaments or Battle for the Cup, no season mode. You can only play seasons in Be a GM, but it's limited to NHL teams. There's no NHL 94 Anniversary mode, which has been a very popular thing. It's very simple, fun to play. There's no custom music. You can't create a play anymore. You can't customize each team's AI, which was essentially fundamental if you really wanted to have an advantage when playing one-on-one versus your opponent. It's more for the hardcore player, but, you know, it was something that I definitely did often when playing against my roommate, against a team that maybe I wanted to kind of even the odds against. You can't create a team. There's no way to edit individual players anymore, and practice mode is limited to one skater and an AI goalie. Now, I get it that practice mode isn't something that, like, you need in a game a whole lot, but, like, it's not something that takes a lot of effort either. You can't adjust the camera options anymore, which was something I also did often because the cameras weren't always that great in 14. Yeah, like sometimes you would miss you know, where certain players were. And then here's another thing that I really am gonna miss as well is that there's no replay highlights. You know, at the end of each game in 14, it was awesome. You could go through each period and see each, you know, check. You could see each penalty, each goal, and you could see, you know, the 15-second clip of what happened during that period. You could break it down and go back and watch. And now there's none of that. And something that they take away from purely something that they emulate from hockey, which is the 3 stars of the game. Like, that's something that happens at every hockey game. It's something that everyone looks forward to. Who are the 3 stars of the game? Is it that hard to program the 3 stars of the game? Like, it's been in every single version of NHL, for the most part, that I know of. But you can't just tell me who the best 3 people are. They didn't add anything. They just adjusted the new engine. They took away everything. Now, in the Be a GM mode...
Then why buy it?
That's my point, is that it's now not worth $60. It's an empty game. You gave me a great engine because I played the demo. It's fantastic. Like, the goalies, everything is so realistic. The way the puck plays, it's fantastic. What you would expect to happen, especially, like, you know, in 14, like, things were definitely an improvement from, like, 13 and the years previous, but things still felt very animated and very pre-programmed. Like, sometimes players would collide and they would feel a little clunky. Sometimes the puck, you know, kind of shot some directions and it didn't really like. But in 15, playing the demo, it was fantastic. And now these people are reporting that all these things are gone, and I don't even want to buy it. Like, it's not worth my money. I'll pay $20 for it. I'll pay $30 for it, maybe. But like $60 for a game that
hasn't come out yet.
There is now granted, I'm not gonna lie, I should have looked this up as to what the official launch date is, but I know there are people that have received it. EA, now granted, this is EA Sports, one of the biggest, you know, producers of video games in the industry, or publishers, excuse me. Do you not have the money to dump into this to get, you know, to bring me a full game? Considering that you did, like, you know, 14 version, 94 to 14, that's 20 years. How long have you been doing this? Like, a long fucking time.
Yeah. Well,
so you're telling me
is it EA Sports anymore? I thought they no longer did it.
it's EA. EA is the publisher of NHL 15. And I feel like they're trying to take a lot of stuff away from me to get more money out of my wallet later. And I feel like it's one of those EA tactics that's always, exactly, I pay a lot. You know, it's like, I'm not going to pay for more features or wait for patches. They never patched 14, really. They came out with all these roster updates, but they never patched things. They never made the AI better or did anything. There was never any support from what I remember. Like, I play, it's something that I still continuously play. And I wish that there had been updates, but there never were. So can I trust that there's now going to be updates in this new one? I don't know. And it's really aggravating
I don't think so.
that this game has been hyped up as being so great and such an improvement, but yet they retract so much of the valuable gameplay.
Gutted it.
Exactly, it's been gutted, and it's like the gameplay. Like me and my roommate, we play, you know, Battle for the Cup. We do a Cup series. We do Winter Classics all the time. It's fun to change things up rather than just playing in a fucking stadium with some lights on a one. You know, like we enjoy doing the other game modes that they now gutted. And now this game isn't as viable. What, you just want me to play online versus people and then pay some season pass to get content and updates? Are you kidding me? I don't want to do that. I want to pay $60, get a game that I can play single player as well, because fuck online. I mean, online's fun to play, but most of the time, I just want to sit down and, like, you know, play some hockey. I don't, you know, and
Right.
I want to make a pro, and I want to
You
live
don't
the
always want to be competing against somebody.
Yeah, there's like no AHL teams. Like they got, like, I feel like EA went so cheap on this that they put all this money into a new engine. Sure, that was great, and I'll give them credit for that. It's a great engine, but they gutted all the fucking gameplay, and I'm done. Like, I'm pissed off, and it ruined my fucking day because I've been waiting for this for a while. And when I read this and I see what's going on, so I'm curious to see what's gonna happen and what's gonna, you know, who's and but from what I see now, what
So
everyone's
basically,
reporting.
Moral of the story: fuck it, I'm done.
Fuck it, I'm done.
Fuck it, no more hockey.
Going on hockey strike.
Anyway, I think that was a good solid hour. We got a lot of good talking, and that was
Technically, it's
great.
58.
That was fun,
Um,
man.
Shh,
Yeah.
Scott, shut up.
Um,
Rude,
li-
sir.
like we mentioned before, we'll put all the valuable links to some of the major talking points and videos in the section below.
I'll send you guys a note with what I want to put in there. But yeah, and we'll try to get this at least a monthly podcast, or if not monthly, whenever we can do it.
Daily.
And eventually we'll try to shoot for weekly. Daily, that's silly. But anyway, thank you guys for listening, and
We're Stimpack
we'll
Studios.
see you next time.
Yeah, Stimpack Studios.
Stimpack Studios, yeah.
I'm Tanner.
Impact Studios.
I'm Zach.
I'm Kenny.
I'm Scott.
And that's Scott.
I guess we'll talk to you guys.
and-
we'll talk to you guys
See you later, dudes.
All right, and
later.
cut.
Thank you.